Deep in the mountain forests of Asia grows a root that looks unsettlingly like a human being. It has a body, arms, even legs. For thousands of years, people believed that resemblance was no accident, that this was a gift from the spirits of the mountain, a plant that carried the power to restore life itself. Emperors hoarded it. It was once worth more than its own weight in gold, and men have died searching for it. This is the story of ginseng. Welcome back to Herblore, where we uncover the real stories behind the world's oldest remedies. Ginseng is a slow-growing woodland plant with a cluster of red berries, and hidden beneath the soil, a pale, fleshy root that often splits into a human-like shape. Botanists call the Asian species Panax ginseng. It grows wild in the cool mountain forests of Manchuria and Korea, and it grows painfully slowly. A wild root can take years, even decades, to mature. That scarcity and that strange human shape made it one of the most sought-after plants in human history. But to understand why people treated a root like treasure, we have to go back, thousands of years, to the very roots of Chinese medicine. Ginseng has been used for as long as 5,000 years, first in the mountains of ancient China. Legend credits its discovery to Shen Nung, the mythical divine farmer, said to have tasted hundreds of plants to learn their powers around 2700 BC. In the tradition that followed, ginseng was placed at the very top. It was called a superior tonic, a plant believed to restore vitality, to strengthen what the ancients called the body's vital energy, and to bring the frail and the exhausted back to life. Where other herbs treated a single ailment, ginseng was thought to nourish the entire person. It earned names like the king of herbs and the root of immortality. And in a world without medicine as we know it, no reputation could be greater. The names tell you everything. In Chinese, ginseng is renshen, literally man root, for that human shape. And when Western botanists finally classified it, they reached for the Greek word panax, from the same root as panacea, the all-healing cure. A remedy for everything. To the ancient mind, the shape was a message. There was an old idea, found across many cultures, that a plant's appearance revealed its purpose, and a root shaped like a whole human body was surely meant to heal the whole human body. Some legends went further still, that the mountain spirit had taken pity on mankind and sent his own son down to earth in the form of a root. To dig up ginseng, then, wasn't just gathering a herb, it was receiving a gift from the mountain itself. Because of that reputation, ginseng became the medicine of the powerful. For long stretches of history, the finest wild roots were reserved for emperors, considered far too precious for ordinary people. Imperial decrees placed the harvest and trade of ginseng under the emperor's control, handed out only as tribute or as gifts to honored dignitaries. The best roots could be worth more than their own weight in gold. Whole regions were fought over and guarded for the ginseng that grew in their forests, and the right to gather it became a jealously protected privilege. A single well-shaped root could change a family's fortune. In the mountain economy of the East, this humble forest plant wasn't just a remedy. It was currency, status, and power, all growing quietly beneath the leaves. Finding wild ginseng became an art form wrapped in ritual and superstition. Experienced hunters spent lifetimes learning to read the forest, and they treated the search as something close to sacred. Some offered prayers before digging, careful never to anger the spirit of the root. And the folklore grew wilder with every telling. It was said the most powerful roots could glow at night, or hide from unworthy searchers. Some tales claimed a truly ancient ginseng could take on a life of its own, transforming into a child or a small figure that would run and vanish into the trees, guarded by spirits or by animals set to watch over it. Whether or not anyone truly believed these stories, they captured a real truth, that finding a great root felt less like luck and more like being chosen. For most of history, this was an Asian story. Then, in the early 1700s, it crossed the ocean. A Jesuit missionary in China wrote a detailed description of where ginseng grew, the cool, shaded northern forests. Another Jesuit, based in Canada, read those words and realized something remarkable. The forests of North America looked almost exactly the same. In 1716, guided by the knowledge of Mohawk women who knew the plant well, he found it, a close cousin of the Asian root, growing wild across the eastern woodlands. It was named Panax quinquefolius, American ginseng. And when word reached the traders that China would pay a fortune for it, a quiet gold rush began, not for metal, but for a root hidden in the leaf litter of the American forest. In the mountains of Appalachia, gathering ginseng became a way of life. Locals called it sang, and digging it was a chance for ordinary families to turn the forest into cash. Even famous frontiersmen took part. Daniel Boone himself was one of ginseng's most well-known harvesters, gathering tons of it to sell. The trade grew staggering. By the 1820s, hundreds of tons of American ginseng were being shipped across the Pacific to China every year, feeding a hunger for the root that had lasted thousands of years. Generations of sang hunters passed down the knowledge of where it grew and how to dig it without destroying the patch. But the boom carried a warning inside it. The more the forests gave up, the rarer the wild root became. Of course, not every legend about ginseng holds up. Like every ancient remedy, it gathered myths far larger than any root could carry, promises of immortality, of endless youth, of powers no plant has ever possessed. But that's exactly what makes its story worth telling. Ginseng's history isn't really a list of cures. It's a window into what humans have always longed for: more energy, more years, a defense against the wearing down of age. Today, wild ginseng has become so valuable that poachers still slip into protected forests at night to dig it, and the finest roots can sell for thousands. After 5,000 years, people are still climbing mountains, still searching the leaf litter, still chasing the little root that looks like a man. Some hungers never fade. From the emperors of ancient China to the sang hunters of Appalachia, ginseng has never stopped being the root that looks like a man, the humble plant people once believed could hold back death itself. If you enjoyed uncovering this story, subscribe and follow Herblore, because next time we're digging into another remedy your ancestors swore by and the strange, forgotten history behind it. Thanks for watching. And remember, every remedy has a story.